We begin our exploration into the number symbolism of 484 with a couple from the Trumps, Rule with Justice and Positivity. Negativity is part of the cyclical mission. The masculine way is to suspend judgment till considering its place in governance. The feminine success is beautiful and loving. And then we look at the pips. Complete indolence may mean a truce. Not everyone has the luxury to interfere with power. East or south or north, east or south above turns towards east below and back to south above, or northeast or south or east. East or west, center or south, and west or center against above, west or center, and south or east, southeast, south below, and southwest. East above may join with east below and west below. And verse 484 in Al-Quran is Surah 3, ayat 191. Alladhina yadhkuruna Allaha qiyaman wa qu'udan wa ala junubihim wa yatafakkaruna fi khalqi samawati wal ardi rabbana ma khalaqta hadha batilan subhanaka faqina adhaban nar. And our remembrance of God is our remembrance of the created macrocosmos and microcosmos. And nothing in it exists without a purpose. And acknowledging this is something that, keeps us from the ending up in the black heart fire. Hot. I think it sounded more like heart when I said, but yeah, hot. And that's also a verse that people say that if you haven't been gone through cosmetic surgery, you could call it, in any way, really, not just one way, but that this is a verse that one says when getting dressed, if not in a, if not by a toilet or something. That's a verse that some people will say when getting dressed. Surah 4, ayat 84. فَقَاتِلْ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ لَا تُكَلَّفُ إِلَّا نَفْسَكَ وَحَرِصِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ سَلَّهُ kuba basalanina kafaru walau ashanu basawa ashanu takila. And when a fight must be made, it should be done in the way of God, not just some in the name of God. It has to be done in the way of God. But the responsibility for the actions of an individual are only on that individual. So, and of course, the greater capability lies with God. And we also have Surah 48, Ayat 4. There's people who will say the whole chapter in the morning as part of their hizb, I guess you call it thing. Walladhi anzala sakinata fi qulubil mu'minina liyazdaru imanam imanihim walillahi junudu samawati wal ardi wa kana Allahu aliman hakima. And that verse talks about the armies of the heavens and the earth belonging to God, whether or not they admit or serve God, that's, but the tranquility, the angelic presence, this comes to the believing heart. And, it's not just our purpose or conclusion. The ultimate wisdom and knowledge lies with God. When we turn to the Bible, we find out that verse 484 is Genesis 19:26, and that approximates as, "But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt." Now, there's metaphorical stuff about the separation and all that, but we can, look at what the context is that she wanted to return to the place of wickedness and their ways, not the life ahead offered by the husband. Now, we turn to some verses in the Bible that, at least in one version of it, in Aramea, Biblical Hebrew as it's not correctly called, but Proverbs 15:12. A scorner loveth not one that reproveth him, neither will he go unto the wise. At least not in that state, right? And we have Ezra 2:49, which approximates as the children of Uzzah, the children of Paseah, the children of Besai. And it's hard to tell how that is spelt in the Aramea without seeing it. But we start, okay, let me get into something a bit softer with the meaning. And by that, I mean, let's just look at some phrases before we get into some words. Murderer. Dry, serpent seed. The Start, Silence of the Lambs. Tortoise, Finished Cross. O Light of Lights. Sun Lord. It's supposed to be a full O. Alien Abduction. Moses the Madman. Possessed. Christ's Seed. Puppies. Ring of Fire Eclipse. Routine. A Man That Knocks. Bred to Kill Them All. You know, gotta be careful of the context of these things, right? Definitely not inciting anything here. Capricorn Goat. This video was researched and recorded in February. So, Interconnected, Top Notch Angel, America Band, December 8th, Omnipotent, The Good Shepherd, A Demonic Human Being, Attraction. So, some words that we run into. I've mixed the order a little bit to fit things on the pages, so yeah. Agu, the Holy, first found in Matthew 1:20. Edu, Behold, first found in Matthew 1:22. The U of God, first found in Matthew 3:16. Therisman, Harvest, first found in Matthew 9:38. And we have Epitheta, believers, believed, first found in Acts 27:11. And Matthew 12:35 has good things, and Agathu. And then we have Apekrith Hassan answered, Matthew 12:35. Dr. Us rent, Mark 14:53. Pepragmenon done, Luke 23:15. Kekoi Mahte sleepeth, John 11:11. Alethros destruction, 1 Thessalonians 5:3. Tadhalon evident, Hebrews 7:15. Dosis gift, James 1:17. And one kachut, and with all other were reproved, Genesis 20:16. Batuknu, choice, royal, Genesis 23:6. Yadat, increasing knowing, Genesis 30:26. What Tian, and spared them, Exodus 1:17. What Chamal, and shown compassion, Exodus 2:6. Padut, division, Exodus 8:23. Hadta, the charging with, Exodus 15 Exodus 19:23. Shup theme, the very judgment, Exodus 21:1. Wait, doesn't that relate to sort of like warlord, or because it's not the book of Judges, it's the book of the warlords, right? Chult and the dancing, Exodus 32:19. Ben bullet from a carcass, Leviticus 5:2. Mukdashim sanctuaries, Leviticus 21:23. Tulchmu, not fighting, Deuteronomy 142. Limdati, I'm teaching, Deuteronomy 4:5. And I'm just giving what like the King James Version has of of the meaning per se of that verse. But if I notice that there's a prefix or suffix in particular, then I altering the meaning per se to reflect the Aramea or reflect a fuller meaning of what we're looking at. Daltim, gates, Deuteronomy 3:5. Sibibti, that are about me, Deuteronomy 17:4. It's kind of like the word, similar to the word for flies, sabib, saboob is the flying insects. Chethatinu, unto all sins among us, 1 Samuel 12:19. Lemchut, for not blotting out, 2 Kings 14:27. Mud Mashuk, Damascus, 2 Kings 16:11. Babudat, in the service of, 2 Chronicles 31:2. Atid, ready, Job 15:24. Chulati, shaped, Psalm 51:5. Carved out, sort of shaped, right? Like kind of like from a block and things removed, right? Because of the chul. Tazba, which forsaken, Proverbs 2:17. We have Tadai, if you know, Song of Solomon 1:8. Lemqadchi, my sanctified, Isaiah 13:3. Nakchut, not unto us, right things, Isaiah 30:10. We have Chumtik, in the walls of your ways. The calf is actually, in the language of this period, is actually not a yor, but it's a sort of tamed towards, which in that case would give you meaning of yours, while the walls that have been, put, under control. Isaiah 49:16. Tatha, the covering, Ezekiel 24:7. And whatever you make of the context, whatever expounding or acting upon any of this, well, the sage does not consult the oracle, the sage directs the oracle. And, as I like to if I, well, the red is the only place where I left things for choice of what I was going to select. But it's good to see that there's a variety of things to choose from, which kind of makes you think of how the non prophet of God way is generally referred to as crooked, is because people don't see that. So they don't see that there's choices or something. They're like pigeonholing themselves into some, like, they pick up a book on astrology or something like that. And it's like, yeah, no, that's not really how it works.